Hello, my name is BlazinZeddy, and today we're going to be taking a look at only dark missions, no chaos control glitch, for Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, if you're unfamiliar with how Shadow the Hedgehog works, we start a new story which puts us off in Westopolis, and for each level that we need to complete, there are 2 or 3 missions that we need to complete to move on to different stages. Now, there's usually a dark mission or a hero mission, sometimes a normal mission, and then some levels only let you have 2 choices, so it's any combination of those. And for this category, we're only going to complete the dark missions, and we're going to do so without the use of chaos control glitch, which is a super powerful glitch that lets us use our chaos control power, which we can get by doing a lot of good things and filling up our hero meter in the top right hand corner, and it basically lets us use it indefinitely, which you skip a whole bunch of the game. It lets a lot. It really speeds things up. Thankfully, though, for this category, we're really not doing a whole lot of good things, so we don't have to worry about missing the use of chaos control. So for Westopolis here, the mission is to take out all the gun soldiers. They are the good guys. We are the bad guys. We do bad things. We take out the good guys. So just running through the level, shooting all the good guys as I see them. Really ignoring all the aliens for good points because we really don't need them. We're just gonna do a whole lot of shooting of the good guys, and that gives us dark powers, which we're currently in a mode known as Dark Shadow mode, which is pretty similar to how invincibility works in other games. So we can't take damage. In this case, we have infinite ammo. And then we also have an ability known as Chaos Blast that we can use by pressing the Y button. It really wants us to. Look at that thing blink. Unfortunately, it makes us stay in place and basically detonate with a nuke. And that's slow because we don't really get a whole lot done. So instead, we're just going to fly through the level with infinite ammo and damage resistance and just vacuum up all of the good guys you can see. I should explain that as well. This is an egg vacuum. This is a weapon we unlock by completing a neutral ending in a previous playthrough. It's an egg, it vacuums up things. Not a whole lot more to it, but it's really nice to have because you can just hold that button down to turn on the vacuum like I am right here, and it just vacuums up people as you walk by them. So you can grab people out of range that you would normally have to go out of your way to get.
Anybody who gets in my way is my enemy.
Really nice weapon. So one thing you may have noticed as we're playing this, I'm currently running on the Xbox version. Now the Xbox version has a few advantages over the GameCube version, which is usually the speedrunner's choice. But for no chaos control glitch categories, Xbox is actually better in ways I'm going to explain right now, which is faster load times between levels, faster load times inside of levels, so there's no real lag times you can experience in there. And there's a lack of an auto-saving screen, which usually takes a few seconds to show and then clear out before loading on to the next levels.
I see. I can control
All this
which
is
way this leads.
That really adds up to a big chunk of time save compared to the other versions. So much so that even though we would normally use Chaos Control Glitch for the very last level in this category, we actually save more time with these time saves than we do using the glitch. So the overall, we're positive in the end, even though we lose time than we could have saved. So this is a digital circuit. You just have to get to the end and destroy the core program, which only takes a few bullets to set off. Nothing crazy. We just need to make our way there as fast as possible.
Oh, Shadow. What a coincidence running into you here. Actually, I'm on a government.
So fun fact about this game, when you take damage, you only lose 10 rings. This is great for situations like this where I'm just running through the firewalls, or when I'm in the middle of a gunfight and there's bullets flying everywhere.
Out of the way.
I can get hit like 20 or 30 bullets or something. This is exaggerated. And I won't die instantly like maybe Sonic would in other games. So we take advantage of that to kind of damage boost through certain pathways. that are usually blocked off when they're trying to tell you go the other way.
If you break it, you'll
But
be
we know
able to
better.
open it.
Alright, so here I am again with the
Don't
egg
want us to
vacuum.
get in, do
We're
you?
going to use this
I
one mainly
think
at the
we can
very
make it
end of the
down there.
stage to kind of get past some of the obstacles that are guarded by enemies. Rouge is being very unhelpful. Usually what we'll
Maybe
have
you
her
can
do
ride
is
that light
get up
that's
against the
blowing
wall
up.
with you, and then as you jump, she'll jump, and then both of you are doing damage on that wall. So, as much as we like Rouge to be a helpful bat, she's not always very helpful. That's fine. Here's a key door. In previous playthroughs, we grab 5 keys, and then those 5 keys unlock this door. There's 5 per level, so each level has their own key door. Usually they have a weapon, or they have a shortcut, or some fun item that's not very fast to use in speedruns, so we usually ignore them. But they're fun to use, so they're there. In this case, it's a shortcut, so we're going to take full advantage of it. Because anything we can do to speed up this level, we're going to take it. So here's some walls that Rouge is going to be so nice to help us. She's pretty consistent in helping us out with that wall.
Looks like they're sending. There's a ton of searchlights here.
And then we're just going to destroy these beetles. Destroying the beetles sets the spotlights in your direction, and you travel across the spotlight because
There's an
we're in the
entry
internet.
for the light speed switch.
It makes sense. Video game. Yeah, so there's the normal ending, or the hero ending, which is grabbing the Chaos
Owned by the government.
Emerald. We're going to continue on though.
That's a warp hole.
So here's where this egg vacuum really comes in handy. Clearing out these guys,
Attacking our-
not having to wait for them to drop their shields. Same with these guys here. Unfortunately, we're gonna miss a cycle here. I've tried so hard to try to make that. It's not really possible. Backing up that guy, take his gun. This is the gun we're gonna use to destroy the core program, which is directly above us. A fun fact about this core program: it doesn't matter what weapon you use, so long as you shoot it so many times. So, I think it's like 16 or 18 times you need to shoot it. So even with the most powerful weapon in the game,
Whatever
the Shadow
happens to
Rifle,
the
it will
humans
still
is
take
no
18 or so
concern of
shots
mine.
to destroy it. So we just grab whatever's closest to us. In this case, it was just the submachine gun. So we popped out of the internet. We're somehow in Eggman's haunted castle place. This is one of my favorite levels to kind of just play through. Like even like there's no real use of glitches or anything here, so it's just you just run through it and it's fun. So we'll be doing the dark mission, as we've been doing so far. And that is to light up all these torches that Eggman has set up. They help out his fortress from being like, it's like a shield of some sort. It doesn't really make sense. Nothing Eggman does make sense. But these torches are pretty awesome. They got the little flame on them, good torches. So you can use them to kind of like deal damage to your surroundings and to do the objective of lighting up the torches. They want you to take that balloon handle thing. We're just going to skip it. Same thing here. They want us to go up and around, but we're actually going to just do some well-placed spin dash jumps to kind of skip everything.
Good work, Shadow. 3 to
Yeah,
go.
I agree. Good work.
I think you can fly on that bird-like creature to
Alright, so
get
here's a
past
cool
you.
section.
Shadow, try
It's
running
kind of
it
like
up
a,
and then
in a
press
sense,
the
like a Star
press the
Fox
left
section,
thumbstick up
where
and then thing dies.
you're on a
And then
flying
you pull
thing, and
back
sometimes
to
you
make
have
it
the
fly
ability
up.
to use a weapon.
Holding down the
You can
A
shoot
button will
at
let you
things.
accelerate.
In this case, we don't. We're just going to try to avoid taking damage as much as possible. And make sure that when we get to the end here, we're actually in the right position. Because if you're not in the right position, you can actually end up falling off. into the abyss because you couldn't possibly make it back in time.
No, this can't. Don't fall.
Fun stuff.
Those pulsating
Very
blobs are
important
some kind
that
of
we
alien spore.
are careful here.
Make sure you
We
don't
do not
overlook
want to
them.
fall into that pit. It is a pit of death. It takes forever to get that back.
According to my research, pressing the B
We got
button
through
will
just
let
fine.
you use the alien's red rapid transit flow.
Only a few more torches to go.
Do you
There's
have
another
any
key door out
Shadow?
over
Where
there.
are you going?
We're gonna be
The
using
giant
that one
lantern
too.
is
It's
behind
a
you.
rather
Ah,
major
that's
shortcut.
number 3. More of the intruders are getting in now.
Trying to go through the
Quick,
bottom
this door
section
takes 5
is
keys to
a
open
pain.
it.
And here we go through this wall and then
It's a dead
open
end.
this secret door and then we're past the entire downstairs section. It's crazy fast. A must-have.
That
Here's a
platform
child guard. I'm gonna
is
try my
one
best to
of
not
the
hurt any of them
giant
because I'm not that evil.
Now, you just need to light the final
It doesn't really
lantern
matter if I
and
do
light
hurt
it.
any of them, but
Complete.
come on,
Don't
they're
get
chow.
burned
They're
now.
nice. They didn't do anything wrong. No little puzzle section here. You still kind of hear the chow off in the distance. That's funny.
Press the B button when you're near some rings to use the light
Alright, one
dash.
last Star Fox section here.
Check the lower
And this is
right-hand
a straight
corner
path
of
to the
screen
end.
To see the creature's remaining health. Make sure you steer clear of walls and obstacles while flying.
Okay, so now that we're at the end, I'm gonna position my my bat thing to run into that
Nicely done,
torch
Shadow.
so that I can just run over it and pick it up. It's a lot faster to be able to run over
I'm one step closer
torches
to getting the
and just
truth
items
from
in
the
general to
doctor.
pick them
I
up
will
than
not
to
let him
walk up
interfere
to
with
them
my
because then there's
plans.
an extra animation that plays. So if possible, we try to run or move at a fast speed into pickups we want to pick them up faster.
Another chaos.
Alright, so first mini boss of the route.
Let me show you
This is
the
Egg
power of
Breaker.
my
A
latest,
pretty simple
greatest
fight.
creation.
I'm just gonna grab some of his weapons here, do some damage, take out that guy, take his weapon. Now we have all the ammo we need to just finish the fight off.
Lights out. You
Believe it or
haven't
not,
seen
this
the
wasn't
last of
exactly
me.
the best fight. It could have been so much better. And we're talking like a few seconds. But it's a
Sorry,
really
Doctor,
simple
but that
fight.
Chaos Emerald is mine.
You know where to position yourself to kind of force him to jump in certain locations. It's not a bad fight at all. Alright, so coming up next is Central City, one of the levels that a lot of people would play. They try to do this dark mission and they're confused as hell. They can't figure out where to go. So it's actually pretty simple. What most people miss is that there's a dynamite pack right by that alien that opens up this whole upper section. And this is where the 2 bombs that people keep missing are. So the objective here, if it's not obvious, we need to take out all the bombs. I'm being very careful here, because if I'm moving too fast, I can actually fly off that ramp. Because I run into Knuckles, and now I can't control myself because Knuckles is kind of taking control of what I do. Everything's going pretty smoothly so far. So try to acquire some dark points, because we'll be using that to kind of damage boost through later sections.
Where's that helicopter?
So this is just guarded by a bunch of enemies here. Just waiting for the waves to come in.
Death to all who oppose me.
And we're gonna pick up the Shadow Rifle here. This Shadow Rifle is extremely powerful. It can destroy most enemies and objects in one shot. So, super helpful in taking out enemies really fast. Especially when we have infinite ammo, because we can just spam it and it goes nuts. Alright, so I actually have enough points that I feel comfortable with this strat here, which is moving across this acid lake. And because we're fast enough, we can get the shots off to destroy the last bomb.
At last, revenge.
Alright, so coming up next, somehow we can breathe in space, and we're going to make our way through the Ark, which is that space facility that we know about from Sonic Adventure 2. This soundtrack is actually a remix of the Final Rush stage soundtrack, which I'm personally a huge fan of. So the objective here is that there's some defense things in the way of us getting into the full Ark, so we're going to destroy them. Thankfully, we have our trusty Shadow Rifle, which I failed to optimally break the box for. And within a few shots of that rifle, we can just take out those defense units like crazy. Now, while we are on this, I believe it's the Black Bolt, is what it's called. We have to use the homing in rocket projectiles. This kind of alludes to the Star Fox stuff I was talking about earlier in Cryptic Castle. So when we can, we are absolutely going to be jumping off of it and then using some Shadow Rifle shots to take out the defense matrices.
Do not waste time with the Ark's turrets.
But yeah, the normal mission for this level is basically an auto-scroller because you just don't want to do anything, you just have to get to the end. The dark missions requires a little bit more, but for the most part, it's pretty much an auto-scroller too. Alright, so I'm carefully managing my dark meter here. Now we got full dark meter. It won't use the dark shadow abilities right away until I jump off of the Black Bolt. But I'll use this to spam a whole bunch of shots at the third one, so I'm guaranteed to hit it. Which we will see shortly. There. We shoot past the barriers and then take out the matrix. And then all we have to do is just make our way to the final one. We have plenty of ammo in our gun. Just make sure we hit these speed pads optimally. If we miss any of the important ones, it can be a major time loss.
A defense unit is ahead.
There we go, and that's the level.
Defenseless.
The Eclipse cannon is nearby. Say your prayers, you disgusting humans.
Alright, so with that done, we have one last mini-boss that we have to complete. This is Blue Falcon. Blue Falcon can be hard. There's a setup and there's a strategy to it all, but sometimes it just doesn't cooperate.
Let him escape. Use the pillars in the center
You want to try to avoid getting hit by these rings as much as possible. He dropped my gun right where I didn't want him to. That's part of the hard part about this boss, is that you can't really control where he drops items. What I can do though, ooh, that's a nice glitch. What I can do is I can focus my shots on his back guns, which makes him face towards us. so we can get more shots off at the cockpit, which is where we can deal the most damage. And like that, the fight's over. Sometimes it can take longer, sometimes even shorter. It all depends on how nice he wants to be.
Weapon is capable of a 300.
The planet-piercing eclipse cannon. There's no escape for you now.
Alright, so now we're going through a sequence of cutscenes that we can thankfully skip. Fun fact, when you first play through the game, like first time ever, you can't skip cutscenes the first time you view them. So for some of our categories where we start from a fresh file and we unlock everything, we actually route around going through stages where, although it would be slower to do them if you could just skip everything for cutscenes, it's faster to go through the stages because you've watched the cutscene already. You can skip it. It's pretty fun to read out. Alright, so here's the final stage. It's Gun Fortress.
There he is!
We're basically just going to run through the whole thing. We're not really going to worry too much about
on, men.
what we kill.
Familiar terrain.
We'll get Dark
All
Shadow
right, just a little
eventually
more.
in the stage, but we're not going to do a whole
Get
lot
ready to
right
fire.
now to accomplish that. Just kind of stay out of the way and go as fast as possible.
There he is!
If we time ourselves right, we can get past some of these security doors.
This is the last straw.
Not always, but a few roll attacks will take care of that, no problem.
And then this
We're gonna try to use a spin dash jump here. I got lucky. Sometimes it takes me a few times to get that.
Shadow. The black aliens have broken their way through.
It's kind of the same as a super bounce from SA2, where you take a lot of your horizontal momentum to make it vertical, and it gives you a lot of height. So there's a few stages that utilize a trick like that. So if you can't tell already, the objective here is to take out all of the computer systems that they have to teleport in units. So we're gonna do our best to get to them as fast as possible and destroy them. If we were doing a chaos control glitch allowed run, we would actually be done right now for as far as the in-game timer is concerned. There's a lot of real time that gets taking place in a frozen timer, but I think I got like a 1:11 in-game time, which I think it's still the current record as of this recording.
Looks like it's up. If the surveillance
I haven't
unit
checked the
spots you,
leaderboards in a
take
while.
cover in the shadow.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun route.
Use the text. The second target has been destroyed. With our armies spreading out
That's
over
2 for 3. A few more left.
will soon.
So now we got Dark Shadow, lots of ammo, infinite ammo, for that matter. You can use the key door, use this shortcut to kind of just fly through this next section here. Now you can see there, I did a little jump because if you go too fast in this game, sometimes the level segments don't load like that. They don't load all the way, so you can actually fall through the stages if you go too fast. It happens sometimes for me on the Doom, in the beginning of the stage. Sometimes it will happen if I'm going too fast. In that section it will happen if I'm going too fast. It's one of the many reasons we don't really allow the emulator, because emulators kind of handle that a little bit better. And this creates an unfair advantage. So, kind of messed up my ammo count for the shadow rifle there. So the level didn't finish that fast, but
At
for the most part,
last, the human resistance has
everything
been
was done as
crushed.
fast as it could. So yeah, compared to the chaos control glitch strat, even though in-game time is way lower, it's not much of a real-time change. That we just have more time in the end
This is for my
with
family
playing on the
and for
Xbox version.
Maria. I'll settle this once and for all with my own hands.
Alright, so Sonic and Diablon, this fight is interesting. So you have to use Sonic to kind of make your way up to Diablon, which is being controlled by that commander in some of those cutscenes that we skipped. Yeah, just attack the head as fast as possible. And get him back on the ground, which we will hopefully do soon. It can be annoying sometimes. There we go. So we're going to want to wait on using our pistol ammo until the fight's barely over. Or until we barely have the Dark Shadow abilities to have infinite ammo. Your pistol doesn't do a whole lot of damage on its own. So you really need that infinite ammo to kind of rack up the amount of hits you do. It's just me being unnecessarily risky. You don't want to get too close to him about things. You never know where you're going to land after attacking his face. Alright, there we go. We have Dark Shadow. So we're just going to blast a whole bunch. Kind of try to manipulate when he attacks us. Almost there. And there we go. So Diablon's down, but don't worry about Sonic. Sonic's not really the boss in this fight. He's just there. And yeah, with that, that is all Dark missions
Mere
without the use
humans
of
cannot
Chaos Control
stop
Glitch
me.
for Shadow the Hedgehog. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions about this game or this run in particular,
Perfect.
feel free to contact me through my Twitch channel or this YouTube channel, both under Blazing Zeddy. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions as they appear. And yeah, I'll let the credits roll. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you either in a stream or another video soon.
I've got all the Chaos Emeralds. Shadow, what are you gonna do with them? I'm Shadow, the Hedgehog. I was created to bring order and justice to the humans. With the power of these emeralds, I'm going to destroy this damn planet. This is who I am.